here before we officially go 100% live. Are we live?
Uh,
I
I'm
see
looking
it.
on the.
I see us
You
on
see it?
Twitch. Ah,
Okay. Okay.
make sure we got
Looking on the
audio.
YouTube. Looking on the YouTube. I see us live on the
There we
YouTube.
go. All right. Well then,
Yep.
hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 56 of the Last Place Fire Team show. Today is again Tuesday. I realized last time I did the whole date thing that it's always going to be the same, so there's no
Yeah.
point in me saying
Saying the
the
day.
date.
Well, that's not
like
true because sometimes we've done some shows on other days.
that's true. Like I'll sit here and I'll
Mhm.
think like, what day is it? And I'm like, hey dummy, I just realized it's always Tuesday. So yes,
Yeah.
welcome to this episode. As you can see, Mr. Rodriguez is not joining us this week because he chose instead to work. Um,
Oh.
which I mean, hey, if some people love to
Mm.
work and
Yeah.
he decided to do that over doing on the show, and
I know.
there's not much we can do about it.
Just
So
nothing we can do
yeah.
about it, really.
But no,
It's
just kidding. He
shameful.
he he was busy. He couldn't make it, and that's fine. And he won't be here next week as well. He mentioned to us. So
He
so
did. He
I'm
did.
sure he's listening though, or watching. Maybe I'm sure he's got some downtime, right? So
Probably.
sweet. So this is my third time ever, I think, like actually hosting the show and streaming it at the same time. Because usually
There we go.
Chris is the one that does the streaming, the broadcast itself. So this is third time ever for me. Weird.
Third
Okay,
time's the
so
charm.
so this gonna be another quick show. I believe last week's was also quick with you and Chris, right?
It was supposed to be quick, but we still went 50 minutes. But what I did
Dang.
notice is that I don't think you changed the title, but we could fix that later.
Ah, yes, yes. You could actually do that. You could actually do that now.
Could I?
Yeah, yeah. You should be able to do it. But
I
so
thought on Ring Stream.
today, you can do it through Restream. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
try.
But so I was saying here today, we have just three things to talk about. One or two is a story, and one is just a topic that we're going to talk about. The first one's up. Sony is buying more studios. We're going to discuss a few questions regarding this. Xbox Game Pass family plan is, I believe, actually now confirmed. This
Mm-hmm.
article was speculative, but I think it's confirmed now. And then finally, we're going to be talking about gaming tattoos. So we'll get
Oh,
into that. But before we get into those, as per usual, we're going to go ahead and introduce both our co hosts.
oh,
So with me tonight, we have Alan and Chris. How are you guys
okay.
doing? Alan, you go
Um,
first.
okay, I don't think Chris is here, but I
Oh,
am. I'm good. I'm good. Also, I don't know how to change the title here. I'm on Restream, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out. But I'm good, man. Same old. Playing a little bit of Elden Ring here and there. Finally started. I don't know if you listened last week, but I have started.
oh,
Been enjoying it a lot. My Black Magic has also started the other day, his first Soul game, and he said he's been loving every second of it, which I was really think. He said pretty much what I normally say. Once you get the hang of it, you kind of flow, and then the challenge is a nice, refreshing thing because like yeah you're gonna do bad, yeah you're gonna get killed, but it just makes you want to go back and continue to do more. So I think that's being appealing to him. I mean, if he's watching, you could definitely
he
let
is.
us know. But
He's already here.
yeah, so
He says
he's
game
been
of the year
enjoying it.
already.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
he's been enjoying it. I like I said, I've been enjoying it. I'm pretty much looking for. I am keeping an eye out on the spring sales for Steam. I'm starting to get some notifications for some games that are not on Game Pass. There's a few that I do want to play, maybe pick up. So I'm looking forward to it. Besides that, I've been gonna watch. I saw Morbius, which yeah.
According
Uh,
to your message on the group, I'm gonna say
listen.
it was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I think
Is
I
it
have
Jared
to do a
Leto?
review.
Is it
It's
Jared
You see,
Leto?
here's the thing. I think Jared Leto is just getting casted in bad things. I don't think he's a bad actor. Like
Okay.
here, that's my thing with him,
Mhm.
right? I don't think he's bad. I just think he keeps taking these roles that I just don't understand why he's taking them. Because you can read some of these scripts. If I would have read that Morbius script, there was no way I'm doing that movie. Just
Yeah.
no way. And he even put his name on executive producer. I do need to make a video about it. I've just been dreading talking about it again because it was not the best. But and then they had two end credit scenes, which I won't spoil, but it just they made no sense. But anyway, but yeah, and then Sonic is coming out this week, so I'm excited for that because the
Already?
first one, yeah, the first one was a treat that
It
I
was.
didn't know I wanted, and now I'm really captured with that franchise. So I'm excited for that. Some good movies coming out this month. I'm definitely worth checking out. So I'm excited for Sonic.
Are you sad about Jim Carrey possibly doing his last Robotnik role?
I
And
mean, it
who
would.
could replace him? Do you think?
That's a good question. I don't know how many more Sonic movies we get, even though it does feel like they are going like expanding this universe. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I think he'll still. I think he says he's contemplating it, but I don't know. I feel like he's a person who has really been enjoying this franchise, like just out of nowhere. He kind of like really took in that role, especially on the first one. I was like, this is really good stuff by him. And that movie, like I said, if you haven't seen it, it's sneaky good movie. So definitely, even though people bullied a studio into making Sonic look the way that they wanted him to,
I mean,
um,
good because
it, yeah, he was looking bad. There was no way that that could have went through. So, but it ended up working out for the studio because that Sonic looks great. The previews of Knuckles looks fantastic. The previews of Tails. So I'm excited for this movie. As far as replacing him, I don't know. I got to think about that one. I'll have one probably like
it
middle of the show. But
is Knuckles played by Idris.
Idris Alba. Idris
I
Alba's playing Knuckles.
did did he talk in the trailer? I don't remember. Did Knuckles talk?
I don't watch trailers, so I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know if
I
he talks
watched it,
in the
but I don't
trailer.
remember hearing Idris' voice.
I don't
But
know, but I'm sure he's gonna be great. They're already past a I would say past, but they've already said that a TV show for Knuckles is gonna happen on Paramount Plus. So they're 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 looking to expand this universe, so it should be pretty good.
Black Magic says he does talk. I'm gonna have to check it out again because I I feel like I remember his voice. It just I guess it didn't stand out
Mm.
while watching it, but I'll have to check it out again. So as for me, I actually it's sad to say, but I finished Modern Family, the entire
Oh,
thing, and it's I now have
how you
an
feel?
empty void inside because that was probably the first show that I loved all the way through. From the
Yeah.
beginning, it hooked me the first episode to the last one. The last one was a little bit man. I feel like they could have done the goodbye episode a lot better than they did.
The
But
thing is, I feel like personally with series finales, especially of shows of those magnitudes like that is that long, I just feel like they'll never satisfy that like wanting. But I do
well,
agree with you.
the thing is, I feel like they squandered it. I feel like they could
Yeah.
have done something so good and sentimental because
Hmm.
they got to it in a few points, but then they kind of like killed it on
Yeah.
purpose. You know, they killed all the lovey-dovey stuff. But I
Hmm.
wanted to feel that because I wanted to. I
To
feel like there
cry.
should have
You
been
wanted
more
to cry.
flashbacks too to showing the kids as tiny little
Mm.
babies. You can't even recognize Luke, but
Yeah, they're
I
grown.
guess to make up for it, the very last thing where they talked to the cast and crew was pretty
Hmm.
cool to see the real people behind it and how they've changed and grown and what they're doing now. But I just a little lackluster ending, but overall, man, ugh, I really didn't
Yes.
think I would like that show that much, but it was right up my alley as far as my humor. Same thing with Anna. It's rare that we find a show that we both like and both think are funny because her humor is slightly different than mine.
Oh yeah, slightly.
Yeah, I feel like I laugh more at certain things, and
Yeah.
she won't laugh at them. But it's rare when we line up with that. So yeah, sad to see that go. I'm looking for a replacement. Right now on deck is Scrubs again. I love Scrubs. That's another one that's just right up there with me. My humor. If you want to know what I'm like as far as goes, like humor goes, watch that show. That is 100% me.
It is.
um,
He's right. He's right.
that and I'm still looking. I'm looking for a show to fill that void now, and it's just I don't know if we're gonna be able to find anything. It's really tough for me to have a show grab me the entire time. And
Hmm.
then I actually watched Dune finally, uh,
Ooh.
2 or 3 days ago. I loved it. I
It's
loved
fantastic.
everything about it. I loved the universe, the cinematography, uh,
Hmm.
the actors, actresses. They were great. I went
It,
into it knowing that it wasn't gonna have a satisfying ending, knowing that it was just part one, and I think
mhm.
that definitely helped. Because I read that somewhere. I'm like, they're like, hey,
Yeah,
if you're gonna watch this, go into it knowing that this is part one of who
yeah,
knows. But I loved it. I remember Chris telling me about it, and he's like, oh, for some reason it reminds me of Destiny, and I could see that. I got a
yeah.
lot of Destiny vibes from it
Got some
with
vibes.
the armor and the vehicles.
I mean,
Badass.
it was Dune essentially was the like creation of a lot of like lot of things. Like, you know what I mean? Like because of the book. But as a person who knew about, like, I've read all the books, I knew that it was going to be a part one. Even I mean, even though I didn't know the movie was going to be like, I thought the movie was going to be like part one, book one kind of thing. But when I first saw it in the theaters, it was like Dune part one. And I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely it won pretty much every production Oscar you can think of. It won cinematography, it won musical score, it won um, film editing, you name it. If it was something that was behind the camera, or it won it. So
I wish that that was one of those movies I watched in a theater because
yes,
even just in my living room, it was awesome. All you said, the editing, cinematography, just
yeah,
visuals were great. And I feel
mhm,
like to really experience it, I needed to have that theater
yes, sir.
audio,
Dolby, it
especially.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful.
Which, by the way, I have never been to a Dolby movie. I know,
Come on, you
right?
have one right by your
I know.
house.
I know. I need
You
to.
are fortunate to have it literally 10 minutes from where you stay.
Not even 10 minutes.
Maybe
But yeah,
5.
100% agree, man. I don't know. It's I still haven't even seen Spider Man, and I want to see it.
Oh my
I don't think that's
god.
in theaters anymore, is it?
It's still in theaters. I
It
just looked
is.
at it is. You could
Okay,
probably catch it in theaters still.
that's
You
another
got to be
one.
quick. You got to be quick because
Ah
it
man,
doesn't have that much time left. I think it literally has maybe 3 weeks in theaters left.
man, that's a long time. But
No, it's not a long time. You say it's a long time and next thing you know it's over.
okay, yeah, yeah, you're
Because the
right. You're
Blu-ray comes
right.
out I believe on the 20th if I'm not mistaken.
Oh dang.
Or 20 something. Yeah, it comes out really quick. The digital's already out. It's
I
already out on
know.
digital.
I know for sure there's one movie that I'm gonna be in theater, even for myself, and that is the Indiana Jones movie coming out. I think it got pushed to 2023.
Yeah,
I
it
think it
did.
was supposed to come out July this year, but it got pushed to 2023. And I mean, the main reason why I haven't seen Dune in theaters or Spider Man is because I try to take Anna, but she's not really into like superhero movies or just
No.
like she likes sci-fi, but not like Dune is. I think was too sci-fi for her because she fell asleep.
Mhm. Yeah.
uh,
Dune's really
but
it's a hardcore.
yeah, and
It's a hardcore sci-fi.
that's with me never seeing the original from the what 80s or
Oh,
something
you
like
don't
that.
need to see that. You don't
Yeah.
need to see
So I just
that.
knew that it was an epic story, universe and stuff like that. Speaking of which, I love the whole Great House thing. I love
Mhm.
when there's so much lore behind it and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in.
If you want to, yeah, if you want to watch something interesting, watch. There's a video on YouTube. I'll show you the link of the comparisons of all the things that Star Wars used that was in the original Dune book.
Oh,
Yeah, because Dune the book came out before anything,
oh,
essentially.
I see.
The
Okay,
only
okay.
thing that's come
Was
out
it
before that was Lord of the Rings.
was the Dune
But it,
books out in this? Was that 70s? Is that
yeah,
what I
the Dune
saw?
books were out super early. Were out
Okay.
before Star Wars.
So Star
But you,
Wars was influenced by Dune.
yeah, mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, nice.
That's why it's funny when the advertisements were like, "It's the next Star Wars," and I was like, "This came out technically before Star Wars." So
All
yeah,
right. And then as far as playing for myself, a little bit of Warzone. I missed that there was a mode where I don't know if it was battle royale or what, but there was no fall damage. You started out no
what
parachute.
was it, Apex?
No, this is a Warzone. I watched the video of it. Like you have no parachute, you just go straight down, no fall damage, and then if you had your shield broken, there was no gravity, so you jumped. So you can jump and like go into the sky. It was the funniest looking thing I've ever seen, and I wish I had the.
What is going on with your
I don't
game?
know. I don't know if it was like an April Fool's mode. I think it
It
happened
could have been.
on the
That's funny
first,
then.
but I wish I would have experienced it because that seemed like a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
that
So
would have been fun.
the only time you can't take, you don't take yourself seriously. With all
Mhm.
these like tryhards trying to fucking drop shot you every second. Like, I hate that.
You get so mad.
I can't stand it, bro. They jump around like fucking bunnies. Uh,
Yeah.
and then did I play anything else? I think I attempted. No, just that. Yeah, I haven't even touched my Switch anymore.
Come
RCS,
on,
I'm
man.
gonna go. I'm gonna sell that game. It just
Yeah,
wasn't
you
for me.
done?
I fell for the hype because my friend, who's a hardcore Pokemon fan, he convinced me. But that's just
Do you
it's
think it's
it.
because you saw the previews to the next one?
No, because I started
Yeah.
falling off of it before it. I'm like,
Hmm.
this is not doing anything for me. I could see how it would catch somebody's attention, and they keep coming back to it. But for me, man, it's not the type of open world that I wanted for this game. So I mean, hopefully the next one is more what do you say, filled out, more detailed, more
Fleshed out. A little more
fleshed out.
fleshed
Yes, exactly. This was just empty, barren wastelands the whole time. And it's just It's not bad, just not for me. So I'm
out.
glad I got it physically, the physical copy, and now I can trade it in for something else. Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da. All right, so let's get through our housekeeping here. Make sure to check out our latest YouTube video, which is LPF
Halo. I
LPF
think.
Debrief Halo Episode 2,
Yep. And we did
right?
Moon Knight last week too. So
Okay, so real quick, I got to talk about this Halo show because I keep seeing clips on YouTube, and is the
shout out to Jeff
CGI
Steitzer.
as bad? Is the CGI as bad as it looks on these YouTube clips? Because
So
it
here's
looks
the
like
thing.
trash. It looks like
Here's the
complete
thing, right?
trash.
Here's the thing. So episode 1, which you guys can go check out the debrief if you haven't. But episode 1, so the first like 15 minutes when you watch it, anything that's in action, like that's in direct action, looks fantastic. If it's something that they start to shoot far away, you can definitely see the CGI issues. I tend to forgive it a little bit more only because it's a TV show, and there's not many TV shows whose CGI are movie quality. So I'm not upset with it as far as that goes, but there's definitely scenes where you're like, "Oof, the CGI was a little rough on that."
So, okay, I know there's only been 2 episodes, but is the story good enough that you can overlook the graphical, the
Yeah,
visuals? Yeah,
I mean
because I'm
it
telling you, bro, when I see these clips, I'm like, this looks like some kid
well, the
just
thing
learned
is,
how to 3D, how to use 3D
it
software.
depends on what you like. Is it's a decent story. Like I
Okay.
said, there's some issues that I've had, which I've gone in full extent
Like showing
about.
Chief's face. What the, man?
Listen,
I'm never
look.
watching the show. Not only because I don't have Paramount, but because I can't believe they did that shit.
Well,
But
you can have Paramount if you
you're
go
right.
and get the 30
But
days.
I don't want to
That's
go
why I
through
told you get the 30
it.
days. I think it's 9 episodes. So if you get the
Oh,
30
okay.
days on episode 5, you're good.
I may do that, but I doubt it because this
Mhm.
just. I mean,
I
unless you
mean, like I
guys say
said,
that it's really good, like 3, 4, 5 episodes in, then
yeah,
I might
I
watch it.
am looking forward to seeing what's happening this next episode, because I am interested. I need to know what, like, there's a thing that I said that if it happens, I would understand why they did this in the first 2 episodes. So I'm interested to see what they do in episode 3. But
I mean, you don't
shout
have
out
to.
to
You don't have to keep spoilers from me. I'm not gonna watch it.
yeah, it's not for you. There's other
Yeah.
people
Oh,
watching
okay.
us.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Yanni
right.
just thinks we're just talking
You're
to
right. You're right.
us.
I keep forgetting.
But if you guys want to know and have started watching, go watch episode 2 of Debrief. And we had Jeff Seitzer do the intro for us. And if you guys don't know who that is the voice of God of the multiplayer. So shout out to
Yeah.
him for doing that for us, which is amazing because the way he said LPF Debrief had me like, I was like,
Yeah,
it
that was
sounds
pretty
so
cool.
good.
And Chris
Yeah.
showed us. I'm like, wow,
Uh,
that's badass. I got so many memories rushing back. Like,
yeah.
this is the guy that I
Mhm.
heard since playing Halo
Like
1 and
20 years.
2. Like,
Yeah.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The
So,
fact that the fact that he walks around without a helmet half the episode kills it for me. Says Black Magic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just.
Well,
I mean, and something else I told the guys in the group is like, if they're gonna show his face and make it a character and all that, could they not have gotten somebody more attractive? Like this is Master Chief, right? Or
My
with like a
thing,
deeper voice, or like
my thing is, I don't like. Here's what I don't like, right? So, but I'm already a big fan. I'm not a big fan when they replace voice actors, especially if someone who's been doing it for 20 years, right? Here's my thing. You can totally, and I don't want to hear this, oh, he's too old. At the end of the day, when the helmet is on, he could have done the voice. When the helmet is off, obviously he's no longer in the helmet. He could sound different, and you can have the actor. The fact that you're using the excuse that, oh, he's too old to play Master Chief, he's not. Like, you know what I mean? He could
yeah,
literally, you could mask it. What you're doing is you're being lazy, and you're not doing, because Darth Vader was played by 3 different people. Okay. So don't give
yeah,
me that it's not possible. So,
yep.
and Darth Vader was not voiced by the person who was in the suit. So don't give me that crap
That's
with
crazy
the
when you think about that, right? Like I
yeah.
didn't think about it until
It's
you just mentioned it again. Like that's so true. That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to do the whole what you call it. So that whole like that the fact that Chris Dow's couldn't play it is just it's to me it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's like I personally feel like it's disrespectful for a guy who's played the voice of this character for so long and a voice of a character you necessarily don't have to show his face, another thing, to
yeah.
tell him that he can't do it. And literally Cortana's the only person from the video games who made an appearance, who's making an
Oh,
appearance in
really?
this
She
show.
kept her role.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she kept her role and she's actually in acting in it. She's the doctor.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you
But
think
she's the only person.
Downs was too busy with other stuff? Like, does he still have a
No.
radio show? Do you
He
know?
does, but there's no listen. He embodies Master Chief.
Mm-hmm.
I've met him before, and he's a person who has always said he loves playing that role. Anytime they call him up, he's down to play it. So for people to like, there's no way if they would have called him up and said, "Hey, we need some voiceover work for Halo, a TV series." There's no way he would have been like, "No."
You think
And I'm gonna ask him in MegaCon. So
you
there's that.
think Paramount didn't want to pony up the fee he was asking for, and that's
I don't.
why they went this route?
Do you think he's asking more than the actor himself? I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I don't know what kind of money he got from like the
Again,
games. You
especially
know?
if you're not asking for the face, I
Mm-hmm.
can't imagine him asking for a ridiculous price.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, I
I
guess we'll never
can't see
know
it.
until you ask him, right?
Well, that and I feel like if they really wanted to, they have enough voice dialogue inside of the games.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I don't know, but I feel like he would have done it. There's no question. I'll ask him, like I said, when we
So
do a
okay,
quick little interview.
so Halo TV show is not a complete loss in your opinion.
Not yet.
Not
I like
yet.
I said, I'm
Okay.
gonna give it the full. I'm gonna give it a full watch. I want to see
Okay.
what there's the story that they're trying to lay out. I definitely think it deserves that. You know, before I can be like, okay, I don't know if we're gonna get a season 2 kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And then going on with housekeeping, this week's upcoming video, I'm gonna. I was meaning to post the LPF live vlog last
Hmm.
week, but got busy with work. I'm hoping maybe this week, so maybe this week's video sometime. What's today? Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Maybe by Friday, possibly that'll be out. It's gonna be very short. It's probably gonna be less than 5 minutes because we didn't really get a
Hey,
lot of footage, even though
that's part
I
my fault.
planned the shots.
Part my fault.
If
Because
we
it's
would
one
have
of those
had
things.
your side of the clips, I think we
Yeah,
would have made
it
something
would have been a
compelling.
perfect amount.
But I had to do a bit
Perfect
of
amount.
filling in some clips here and there to explain why we went from one thing to the other. Anyways, it'll
Mm.
hopefully be out this week. No promises though. And then we do not currently have a giveaway, as far as I was aware, unless you guys announced it last week.
Nope,
We have
nothing.
some stuff in mind, but nothing we've agreed on yet.
Mhm.
And then finally, of course, if you want to be a guest on the show, reach out to us. You know how to get to us. Look down in the description here, and you'll find all our socials and stuff like that. So let us know. So yeah, that is it for housekeeping. Let's go ahead and go on to the first story for the night, and this is regarding Sony buying more studios. This is an article from Video Games Chronicle by Andy Robinson. It says Jim Ryan confirms Sony has, quote, more studio acquisitions planned. Exec argues not adopting Game Pass style strategy is allowing it to invest in M&A activity. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan has confirmed that Sony has more acquisitions planned beyond its recent buyouts of Bungie and Haven. Sony announced the acquisition of Montreal, Canada based Haven last month, which takes PlayStation's internal studios to more than 18 developers. The move follows the company's recent acquisition of Destiny creator Bungie, which I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Demon Soul Studio Bluepoint Games, Returnal developer Housemarque, PC port specialist Nix's Software, and Firesprite, a UK-based developer established by former member of Sony Entertainment, Sony SIE Studio Liverpool, Sony Interactive Entertainment. There it goes.
Yeah. There you
And
go.
and speaking on the latest PlayStation podcast, Sony Interactive Entertainment president Ryan confirmed that the platform holder is working on further deals to buy developers. Quote, we're in a really good place with PlayStation Studios and have been for the past few years. The critical success and the commercial success of the games they've been making that has given us permission to invest heavily in content creation. He added, we're growing our studios organically and we're growing through acquisition. We acquired 5 studios during the course of 2021. We're in discussions with Bungie and we have more planned. This is getting us into a virtuous cycle where success begets success. So the article keeps going on and on, but my question to you is basically, which large studio purchase would Sony have to make to get like these huge headlines, kind of like Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard? I mean,
Oh,
oh,
wait a second.
what a goddamn
Hello?
liar!
Of course,
What a
he
liar he
jumps
is.
in
Hello?
and he
Hello?
knows that he's messing up the screen.
Oh, he is
I
totally
am?
messing up the
No,
screen.
he's totally
I see
messing
what
up
I
the
I see
screen.
what
wanted.
he's doing.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I
He's
wanted Yendi to realize what he does whenever he jumps into the debriefs.
there. You
Okay,
go.
Show your face, at least,
I'm at
coward.
work.
Mhm.
Show your
I'm at
face,
work.
coward.
I just I just
He-
wanted to say hello to the LPF members. Love you guys,
Hello.
and you guys are doing a great job with the show. And I'm gonna
Okay,
leave you be, and I'll talk
thanks.
to you guys later. All right.
Okay, bye.
Try to-
Okay, bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
good to see that he's a liar because
Yeah,
he obviously could have made the show.
yeah.
But yeah, my question was which large studio would give Sony huge headlines? People would be like, oh shit, never expected that.
Never expected. Mm, that's a good one because I wouldn't
I don't think
know
anybody expected
exactly.
Microsoft to buy Activision Blizzard. I
No,
think that came
I
out of
don't
the
think
blue.
anyone expected them to buy ZeniMax.
That's true. That's true.
I
So
don't
what would Sony have to
um,
do? What would,
Sony would have to buy something as far like for like a shocking thing. It would have to be. I got to think of like a big studio that is independent because that's another thing. It's just hard to even think off the top of our head like what are the big like that are not tied to anything right now. Um, I don't know. I would say maybe if they do they do they officially have Square Enix? I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
I think
Now,
something I think
uh,
something like Square Enix would be a big one, only because like they've had plenty of partnerships. I believe Final Fantasy 16 is coming out exclusively on PS5. I think I don't know like I got to think of some independent studios that they could buy that would make me go, "Oh, snap, that's crazy."
so
What
here's a list of some publishers, right?
okay,
To get you uh,
to
some
get the
info
brain
here. We
going.
got Tencent Games, which I don't think that will ever happen because Tencent's
No.
the one that's buying everybody.
Mm.
Electronic Arts, Take
EA
Two,
would be a big one.
Take Two, Bandai Namco, Square
Hmm.
Enix, Nexon, Ubisoft, Konami, Sega, Capcom, and then the Embracer Group, which I think is the one that holds all the THQ IP and stuff like that. So those are just
Mm.
publishers, and then let's see.
I think yeah. I think
Yeah.
if they bought something like Ubisoft would be a really interesting one, I think, because I feel like Ubisoft could use being under one studio kind of thing. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like they're a company that could
Yeah.
use being bought out. So I think yeah, I think that would work great, honestly, if they did get bought out by someone like Sony, because I think you can then put so many of their ideas and just streamline it, not line it. Because I think what Ubisoft is trying to do is they overexpand themselves too much, and then they just try to do too much. So I think having a game come out, maybe one game a year, whether you know what I mean, because Sony would kind of incorporate it with its schedule, I think that would work perfect for a company like Ubisoft. So that'd be dope, I think, because then you can get, like, for instance, you would get your Assassin's Creed, then you would like maybe wait, then probably the year after you'd get like Splinter Cell, and then wait, and then you could, like, continue to go on that way, instead of Ubisoft feeling like they have to drop multiple games in a year, which they tend to do. And then now with the whole live service thing, I don't know. I think Ubisoft could use someone buying them out, honestly. So that'd be a good one, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree. I think for me it would be EA for sure,
EA would be crazy.
because they're doing well, but only because of Respawn. If you think about it,
Yeah.
and only
Yes.
because of a certain Vince
Respawn.
Zampella. Yeah,
Respawn, and the fact that Game Pass basically makes a good portion of their library free.
yeah. I mean,
Because
yeah, but both Ubisoft and EA have a lot of IPs, and
so
Sony would
much.
would benefit
Yeah.
so much from either one. But I think
Mhm.
Ubisoft would be the okay. I was gonna say Ubisoft would be the easier acquisition, but they did fight off uh, a hostile takeover by Vivendi Games, if you remember that
Yeah.
saga a long
hmm
time ago. So
Yeah.
they'd probably be hesitant to be bought out, because I guess I think Ubisoft is still privately owned. I think it's owned by
Yeah.
the same person,
Mhm.
Yves Guillemot.
You
But
can't
I
buy any
know
stock.
I know that EA is public for sure, and I
Yeah.
think that would be more of a
Easier
realistic
buy.
thing. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Bungie itself is already a pretty big get, but
hmm
to be on the same level that Activision Blizzard is, I think it would
Yeah.
take an EA or an Ubisoft for sure, and then maybe
Because I mean, when you think about like just Xbox, what they bought, right? Because you take all of ZeniMax and you just take, it's not just like, obviously we know Bethesda, but the amount of that's under that umbrella is such a big thing. Like Bungie is just Bungie, you know what I mean? But the umbrella of ZeniMax is so huge, and the same thing with Blizzard, where it's essentially two companies because it's Blizzard Activision, and you literally bought two companies that have such a vast different library too, right? So like it's so different in what the things that they offer. It's those buys stand out more because it's such big companies. So, and I mean, it speaks to what Microsoft has like financially, which is they're just have so much money to spend. So I think, yeah, to make a big noise like you said, EA would be fantastic just because of the umbrella, the amount of games that they have, and Ubisoft would be two good, really good things that have people go, oh snap, they're here for it, like they're here for the smoke.
so. Yeah, definitely two big ones, but I think a really big FU, especially to Microsoft, where if they bought Take Two Interactive and then made
Yeah,
GTA exclusive to PlayStation again, like it was in the past.
yeah,
Can you imagine?
that'd be
I think that's on the same level as having Skyrim or the next
Skyrim.
Elder Scrolls
Absolutely,
be exclusive to
absolutely,
Xbox. I think
one
that would be
thousand
a
percent.
hit for hit, punch for punch kind of thing.
That's
Like,
a big
oh,
one.
well,
Yeah,
you took
that
away
would
Elder
be it.
Scrolls, but we took away GTA. So
Yeah.
where are you
That'd be
gonna
a big
go?
hit for sure. Because you, like you said, it I agree, because if you're now making a game that was multi-platform now exclusive, I mean, and you do that with the other two companies, but I just don't think the other two companies have a GTA like game. So like
Yeah,
it would be
I mean,
hard to
shit.
like, yeah.
GTA itself could be a publisher with the amount of
Oh
money it
yeah.
makes,
I
right?
mean,
You would think,
the
looking at the
GTA
numbers.
Online has been making money for what, 15 years now. Four console generations at this point.
Yeah, it's
Like,
so yeah. I think we
so
both agree Take Two would be the biggest
Take Two would
oomph.
definitely be
Yeah,
the biggest
yeah, for
for
sure.
sure. Just because, like you said, taking away Grand Theft Auto, I mean, even the new next Red Dead, like all of that would be really painful for people who play on Xbox and play on PC. I mean, even PC. So it'd be a
Yeah,
pretty big hit.
yep. Okay. Let's go on to our next story. This is from also Video Games Chronicle, and this is by Jordan Midler. An Xbox Game Pass family plan is reportedly coming soon. Pricing for the service is currently unknown. Windows Central says its sources claim the plan will allow multiple users in one household to access the service in a similar fashion to Spotify and Nintendo Switch Online's family plans. Quote, according to trusted sources familiar with Microsoft efforts, we can now confirm that Xbox is moving ahead with an Xbox Game Pass family plan, which should be set to launch sometime this year, the site reported. A specific launch window for the reported family plan was not given, with Windows Central simply claiming that it would be later this year. The site claims that the highest tier of the plan will provide access for 5 players. The report doesn't make clear whether PC Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass will be covered by separate family plans or if there will be an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate family plan. Pricing is also currently unknown. Microsoft recently revealed that it had paid developers and publishers hundreds of millions of dollars in Game Pass license fees. PlayStation has also recently revealed that it's revamping its PlayStation Plus to a new light flashed new 3-tiered system which will incorporate PlayStation Now, its Game Pass equivalent. Bitch, there's no Game Pass equivalent. The new service will launch for PS4 and PS5 starting in June, structured across 3 payment tiers: Essentials, Extra, and Premium. Why are they going on about PlayStation? This is about Xbox gaming. Anyways.
You know what? Now that before you go on, the last story, why did they throw a shot at Jim Ryan? I just noticed when I was listening to it, I meant to talk about it in the last thing. Why did they say because we haven't had a Game Pass model, we were able to buy different studios? Aren't they buying studios so that they can make the Game Pass model work for them?
Yeah, it's true. It's because their games make a lot more money than.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not. No one's denying that, but I just feel the shot was unnecessary.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
So my questions for this story. First one, what do you estimate this family plan will cost? Let's say that this includes PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass. What would be something that you would be willing to pay if you had a family, if you wanted to share with the family?
Well, you know, with me in Game Pass, you already know I'm willing to pay more than it's worth right now because I just feel like it's 100% necessary. Usually, I mean, Game Pass Ultimate is $14.99, right? So you're giving us 5 users. If we go to the highest tier, I believe Spotify family plan is like $6 more than its regular plan. So I don't say it would be as friendly as Xbox has been with the pricing. I don't think it would be anything more than an extra maybe. I don't think it'd be anything more than an extra $15.
So you think $30 total?
Yeah. So because the only reason why I say that is because I mean obviously the marketing and all those teams know that what this means for family plans. This is them trying to be like, please do a family plan and don't like sync your Xbox with someone else's account so you can use all the Game Pass stuff. Because essentially, not saying you can do it, but you could do it. So I think that this is their way of being like, just split the cost of it 5 ways. That way we're still making some profit and you guys are getting the 5 users because there's no way unless they put a code or something like that, which Netflix is actually planning on doing is they're actually trying to limit the they're actually going to charge you $3, which still is not bad when you really think about it in consideration. It avoids you paying $15. So I think $30, and if you go with 5 friends, I mean, what is that? Like 5, that's 5 30. Why can't I do math? $7?
Yeah, something like that.
$6, $7 a person. Yeah, $6. So I think that's like a fair deal, and I think it would work. It would benefit them because if you can get 5 people, make 5 different accounts on a family thing, it works out fantastic. It does. A lot of people do it for Spotify, like I said, because Spotify is $16 for 5 people, and you split that a couple ways. You're paying what, $4 for Spotify. So I definitely love the idea. I think family plans are a great way to go, especially for the people that are just in the house, because you might have people who are not all on the same console or in the same generation. So if you have a younger child that has an Xbox One, they don't have the newest console yet. They could still play on that under a different account. With XCloud, this makes it also a big thing because then you can have someone have it on their phone and use it that way too. So I think PC people could use it. I don't think they will limit it to separate things. And if they do, I just think you just make it an overall high price of $30 and then you get all the features. I think that's a great deal, no matter what, if you're splitting it with people or if you have a family who can use five. So I think $30 would be fair. I'd
30.
be willing to pay 30.
So,
I mean, I would be willing to pay 40, but I think
right.
30 is where they
Yeah,
go.
that was gonna be mine. I
Yeah.
think 39.99 stands out for some reason to me,
Hmm.
and I think we even argued a while back that we'd pay up to $50 because
Oh yeah.
it's
Why,
worth
why
it.
wouldn't I?
You know,
If
right?
the day ones, you get day one exclusives of the first party titles, like that alone. If you think about it, if you pay the games are now $70, right? You pay $70, and that's for that one game. When essentially, even if you paid $50 for 2 months and have the whole access to those games, it's still. I know people give a lot of crap to subscriptions and stuff like that, but when you really consider it, especially what the low price it is now, when you really consider it, you're not actually paying, you're only paying as much as you want to, because you can cancel your subscription after you beat a game and be done. And that like $14 and you just beat a game that was worth 70 for 14.
Yeah.
So like, and people are always like, well, these subscription services is like, well, if you don't pay it for the whole year, then or don't plan on using it for the whole year, then stop paying for it. Like you can come back anytime. And usually when you come back with a deal. So even though, yeah, so
So,
$50 would be something I'd pay for sure.
with that extra cost, do you think they would introduce some new incentive, or do you think they would keep the plan just exactly the same and just, more people can use it under the same account? And if they do introduce an incentive, what would be worth the price increase? Like
I, I think
like
they'll
what?
dress it up a little bit, maybe add something as far as like maybe add like you might get an additional family perks because I know they're really trying to take off the perk system, which honestly, if you do have Game Pass, take a look at those perk systems because that perk they do have some really good stuff. Like I think the other month they were giving away like 4 months of Spotify. I think you could have gotten like 6 months of YouTube premium if you're a new user. So I think they'll do something more family oriented, like something as far as like I don't know, maybe like more dedicated to more like um, family stuff. I don't know exactly what they would do, but I could see them dressing it up as like, oh, if you get this, you get like maybe like learnings and who else knows what else Microsoft earns that like something that they could probably push at like family towards. I think they would market it that way.
Okay. Um, yeah, like I said, I think for some reason 39.99 stands out, and it's I think still reasonable. As far as incentives, I completely forgot the perks. To be honest, I never look at them ever,
And you
uh,
should.
and it's probably their plan. They're probably like, oh,
Mhm.
no one's ever gonna look at this, but I think
But I imagine you pay for it already. Like you pay for the perk already, so you would want people to see it.
yeah,
Unless it's a deal, like a sponsorship, but
yeah,
I
I
think the
think
company itself doesn't want you to see it. Like YouTube wouldn't want you to see it.
like,
Xbox, I think, already kind of was in there. So
yeah.
I think
As far as what I think they would as an like, incentive, I guess that's really hard to say. Maybe if they bundle like a video streaming service with the family plan, right?
Mhm.
Because the whole family can use it. Say
I
they've
mean
done a
Paramount.
promotion. Yeah, they did a promotion recently with Paramount. Like, hey, if you get Xbox Game Pass family plan, you get Paramount Plus at a discounted price, either
That'd be good.
for a limited amount of time or for good, as long as you keep the subscription. And I
Mm,
feel like that would be a win-win for both Xbox and
mhm.
Paramount, because
Especially
Xbox has a
Paramount's a
big
good one.
user base.
Yeah, and
So
Paramount's a good one because Paramount does have like a really heavy, like a really good kids centric like showing because you have SpongeBob on there, you have like a lot of the Nickelodeon stuff, so that would be a good pairing for Xbox.
and yeah, and like I said, it would go towards the whole family thing. So yeah, I think it's plausible, but yeah, we'll see. Alan said 30, I said 39, and watch it be like 20 something instead.
Yeah, something
And then
really,
it
really
comes
affordable.
Xbox like
And we're just gonna be like, what?
yeah. Okay, so just real quick, how much is too much though?
How much for Game Pass is too much?
Family
I
class,
think
family plan.
a family plan or I thought the thing for too much. That's a tough man because I don't. If we're talking about the rate that they're dropping games currently, I feel like it it would be hard to get me to a point that you say too much is too much because I feel like if you're dropping 2 day ones within a month, like that's like what would be too much would be anything over $140 when you literally
Yeah,
consider it, right? So
monthly.
I monthly.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. It depends on what they're releasing. Like if they're not releasing those 2 games, then obviously I think the 60
If it's not a
bucks.
guarantee,
Yeah, if it's
right?
not a
Okay.
guarantee, then I think the $70 would be too much.
Okay. All
Like you
right.
know what I mean? Because I'm not paying for something that you no longer, which Xbox has spoiled us, of course,
Right.
because we have day ones. Like you know what I mean? And I don't think they can ever get out of that because we've already been spoiled. So
Yeah. I'd be in that same range most likely
mhm,
because yeah, 70, 80 would probably be
yeah.
the point where I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel
If
like
it's
I
worth
don't
it,
need
yeah.
all this anymore.
Yeah. Mhm.
But
You
yeah,
really
and
start looking at the gaming catalog at that point. Like,
yeah,
am I gonna play any of these at 70?
you know,
Yeah.
it's funny because I've had Game Pass probably since the inception, right? But
Yeah.
the amount of times I've actually downloaded a game and played, I can count on one hand.
Yeah.
I just pay for it. It's just going, but I don't want to get rid of it
You
because it
can't.
is such a good deal. Because in
Yeah.
that moment where one of my other friends says, "Hey, let's play this game," and they're on
It's instant.
console, it's instant. Yeah, exactly. And I can do that. I can do that. I don't have to
Hmm.
worry about going to the store and buying it. Just download. That's it.
Hmm.
And it's just easy. It's there and it's affordable. If it was 30, 40, 50, 60,
Yeah, you would look at it
I'd be
different.
like, okay, I'm not using this as often, but even if I play one
But
game a year from the
it's
and
worth it.
finish it, it's worth it. So as
Especially
we've
because we usually get like deals on our things too. Because I remember you and I both bought like 2 years almost because of that Black Friday deal
yeah, I'm good till
where
December.
yeah. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
that too.
So yep, and it's even better if like I have a friend who will alternate. So I get the first 3 or 6 months of Game Pass, and then he'll
Mhm.
pay for the next three. So really, I'm only paying once a year,
Yeah,
and it's totally worth it.
perfect.
So that also does help. Um, all right. I know we don't ever talk about Game Pass on this show, but I figure we have to
Yeah,
talk a little bit about it.
I'm sorry. I'm
Let's go
sorry.
on to the last thing, and this is just a topic. This came to me last minute. Something I've thought about often. It's just something I never, you know, just put my foot down and be like, okay, I'm gonna do it now. But which gaming tattoos do you have or do you want? Do you have any right now, Alan?
I I do not have any gaming tattoos. Not because I don't want them, but I don't have them. I do have what 2 comic book ones because I have Batman. Well, yeah, yeah, 2 comic book ones. 'Cause I got Batman and Joker, and then I have V for Vendetta, and then I've got Jack Skellington, and then I have an Avatar Last Airbender inspired tattoo, and then Coheed and Cambria. So I don't have any gaming tattoos, but there's one I have to get, and I will get it. I don't care, but I am going to get a Horde tattoo from World of Warcraft because that's a essential, like that's honestly like I will always say that time that I played World of Warcraft, the time frame that I played it in was probably the best game year, like years of gaming that I've ever done.
So
Like
before you go any further, that leads me into the first question of this:
mhm.
how do you know you won't regret it later? Like,
that,
yeah, go ahead. How do you
yeah,
know?
this and this is exactly where I'm going because, like I said, for me, that is such a like integral, iconic gaming experience for me. Like that game in general, and just the story, and just like the people. Like I have lifelong friends from that game that I still talk to. Like you know what I mean. The way that game, I guess impacted me like gaming wise, socially, like all that stuff. That's why I know for sure if I got that tattoo, I would never regret it because that's just something that like anytime I think of that time, I always think it's never negative thoughts. It's always positive. Like look at all the things that have come out from just this game that I played with a bunch of people I didn't know like at first, and then I got to know them. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I've called some of my friends, like, I just went to one of my the person who got me into World of Warcraft. I just went to his wedding like 2 months ago. So like, you know what I mean? And like we still call each other by our WoW names. We don't even
Yeah.
call each other like by our real names because that's like just embedded in our brain. So
Right.
we used to be roommates, and like I still call him Neo, like you know what I mean, like his WoW name. So I know for sure if I got that tattoo, never would regret it. I can't wait to get that tattoo. So like I'm excited for that one.
Uh,
Another one,
yeah.
oh go ahead.
Go. No,
You
no,
got
no, no,
another one.
no. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Another one that I really, and this kind of emphasizes on the same kind of thing where it's just like gaming like really got me into, and that's I would get the cogs from Gears because Gears
Okay.
1 was like I said like very impactful. um and then I feel like besides that, those two, I think those two are like the major ones for me. And then for sure another one 1000% would be I'd get the Foxhound tattoo from Metal Gear because just like I said, that's probably my favorite game. Metal Gear Solid 1, probably my favorite game of all time. So just as I mean, as far as like console and like, but not counting those years of World of Warcraft. So yeah, something from Metal Gear would definitely be something I get also. Just because Metal Gear 1, I could literally quote that game from beginning to end right
Yeah.
now.
Nice.
Like all dialogue, all conversation, and that game itself blew my mind. Like just playing that on how far advanced that game was at the time. Like I mean, that game came out in '96. So I'll never forget like how far that game blew my mind. Like one of the biggest scenes in that game is when they tell you to look at the back of the CD case, and I remember for like hours being like, what is he talking about? Looking through my inventory for CD key like case, I'm like, there's no way. No, now later on knowing one day I like was just sitting at home and like, and the funny thing about that is if you went to the elevator, the person called you anyway, so you didn't necessarily have to do it. But in my head, as a kid, I'm just like, I have to find the CD key. And then literally being at home, sitting on the floor, I look at the back, like I was looking at the instruction manual, like what are they talking about? And I finally saw the back of the CD case. And like, not only was my mind blown, but I was so excited to go back into the game and be like, I know it. And like, so that game holds a special place in my heart too. So I think those
Nice.
three would be the ones I get.
So, yeah,
No
the next
regrets.
question was how many do you want? So you just want three right now?
No, no, no. For I could do more than three. I
Yeah.
could do more than three. I definitely want sleeves. So there's definitely some other games that would that'll make its way on there. But those three would be the first three. Like Horde definitely first, and then I think Metal Gear, and then Gears. I think
Now,
that'd be the order.
another question that I see people ask a lot when it comes to like gaming tattoos or like TV shows, comics, stuff like that. Would you want the tattoo to be something that everybody recognizes, or be something obscure that only the true fans would recognize?
For me, I want it to be something that I like hold impactful to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't know what the horde symbol is, I don't really care. It's not really for you. Like, you know what I mean? But like the people who do know what the horde is, they're probably gonna like have a reaction towards it. Or the people who
But
play WoW are gonna have like,
isn't
but for
there
me,
like isn't there
yeah,
like a want? Because I mean, you get a tattoo, not just because of the meaning you want people to see it. Obviously, that's why you get it
yeah.
tattooed on yourself. So, is there
But
some kind of degree of that truth to
no,
that for you, or no?
honestly, no, for me, I feel like people ask you about your tattoos regardless, if they know what it is or what if they don't. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people who have no idea who V for Vendetta is. Like, a lot of people ask me about this one, and like, they're just like, who is that? Or like, but I feel like a lot of people come up to you if they want to ask you about your tattoos, they're going to ask you about your tattoos anyway. So that dialogue, unless it's, like I said, for me, I'd rather just get something I know I'm going to be happy with as long as I have my tattoos. Like, well, I don't plan on getting rid of them, but like, I just want it to be something that's meaningful to me. And then the dialogue about them will come later on because people always ask about tattoos.
Right. Okay. Okay. And that's for
Would
me. Fun
Yeah, I
fact:
was about to ask.
I don't have any tattoos. Period. I've always wanted one. Actually, no, that's a lie.
Let's go.
I can't say I've always wanted one. I've wanted one since maybe 10 years ago. Maybe no, not even
Let's
5 or 6 years ago.
this
I've
weekend.
always had this idea in my head of what I want,
Mhm.
but I want a tattoo that does not right away say, "Oh, that's from this game." I want somebody to look at it and be like, have to think about it, like, what is that from? And then it brings something into some thought into their head. They're like, "Oh, that's the thing from blah blah blah." But the one thing that keeps recurring in my mind over and over of what I want is actually a mix of something from Halo, something from Pokemon, and something from Morrowind. And I want them to be symbols that clash together. They don't clash. They mesh well together, but they're also still separate and identifiable by people who are fans of it. For example, if I get something like the Master Chief's head helmet on me, people know what that is right away. But if I get like the Halo ring or the librarian, what do you call it? The 343 Guilty Spark. Not many people really know what that is from Halo. If I get the Moon and Star from Morrowind, nobody's gonna know what the hell that is because that you have to get deep into the story for that.
It's a deep
And
cut.
then for Pokemon, I think would be the toughest one. I'd probably pick my favorite Pokemon and make it look really badass, have it like a certain art style. But it would all have to
Who
mesh.
is your favorite Pokemon?
It's always been Tyranitar.
Okay.
I've always liked the way he looked, his color. It looks like a badass Godzilla, right? It's just love it. There's a lot of them that I like, but Tyranitar is always the one that comes back. Like, oh, yeah, he's my favorite. But yeah, it would have to be a mix of that, and I think once I get one, right? I think
Oh yeah.
like
The
people
floodgates are
always
open,
say, yeah. But the thing is, and the thing that always stops me is I am a perfectionist, and if it's not 100% perfect what I want, I feel like I'm gonna regret it, and that's what keeps me from doing it is I don't want to regret it. So I'm always in a never-ending cycle, like design, vision, and then execution. I never get to execution, right? So what I need to do is sit down with an artist and have them draw something out for me, and then take it to a tattoo parlor and put it on me to see what it would look like, and then go for it. But
you can do all that before.
The other thing is, I don't want my first one to be just a black and white simple thing. I want it to be shaded. I want it to be colored. It's going to cost a lot of money, essentially. Yeah. What I'm saying.
It will. You should see Guy. How many tattoos Guy has now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Guy's like he's coming like the sleeves are coming in.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Guy's got like 4 or 5 tattoos, I think, since the last time you might have.
Oh dang.
Guy has
Huh,
so
okay.
you should definitely
Yeah, no, I know he was hooked. I think I remember the first time he talked about getting one, the family crest. Yeah, I remember that.
He's got a lot.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I will eventually get one. Man, I just gotta bite the bullet, just do it, and then it might not be 100% perfect, but you can always get more to cover it up, right? So.
Yep. Keep it going.
Yeah, and then for me, how many do I want? I think we'll start those 3, combine into one, and then from there, see. But no neck. I don't want them to be visible unless. Oh,
I only want.
I'd probably get one sleeve, on one side, right? One full sleeve, and then leave the other one blank. But
I'm getting double, and then I do really want the Triforce power on my hand. Like, yeah.
Nice.
Like Ganondorf.
Okay. So yeah, that will do it for this week. We
he told you still an hour.
Oh yeah, 59. Look at that. So yeah, not a lot to talk about, but enough to keep us going for almost an hour. Actually, yeah, an hour. So next week it'll be us two once again because Chris will not be able to join us due to work, but that's okay. He'll be on the week afterwards. So make sure you check out our latest Halo episode debrief on our channel. Do all that stuff. We're already 115 subs, which is really, really awesome to do. So hopefully we take off from there and get big to the point where we can start giving out like gift cards and games and all kinds of stuff. And just traveling. That'd be the way. Oh man,
Traveling is
going to
and
conventions.
sponsorships, and some t-shirts you guys, sponsorships you want us to wear.
Yeah.
Like T-Turtle. T-Turtle.
T-Turtle? What's
Yeah.
T-Turtle?
I want you never seen T-Turtle? It's like the fun like mesh shirts that like they have like certain characters on there and
Oh,
stuff.
no, I don't think
Chris
so.
wears them all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until that day comes, though, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here with us. For those of you who've been here since day one, we appreciate the support. And we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Until then, Last Place Fire Team out.